So now we're moving on, the next episode. Right now we'll talk about maybe coping strategies or prevention for burning out. So when it comes to this kind of stuff like prevention or coping, what are some effective time management techniques to reduce work-related stress? As like not just work, when it comes to students, studying is work too. So
Yes.
everything that can help. Do you think time management techniques are one of them?
Absolutely. But the key is how to implement. One of the key things I think all of us in the modern working world need to do is something called protect your time. Okay, protecting your time. So our handphones, our laptops, we are wired 24/7. I know this because I get messages from students at odd times. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 5 a.m. Like, what, you guys? Why are you sleeping?
5 a.m. How are you still awake?
I never slept. Okay, so I mean, obviously I don't answer and respond during those times, but it's like, whoa, what's happening, right? So I guess what I'm saying is, so when students do that to me, as an example, I need to protect my time, because if I keep checking, then it's like, okay, what's the issue? And many times it's something it can wait most of the time. So I need to be clear, and I need to set the boundaries whereby, okay, 8:30 to 5:30, fine, let me respond. Okay? Beyond that, I may check. I try not to check, but if I check, if you're not dying, I'll answer tomorrow.
Alright, you'll be fine.
I'll answer tomorrow. You can wait. Okay. But the thing here is this: if I doubted myself and I didn't protect my time, I'll keep checking. Boom, message, boom, notification, and I'll keep checking. Guess what? It comes in at every time. And not just from students, you're talking about family members. You're talking about news alerts. You're talking about anything you subscribe to, boom, alerts. And every time you do that, it's like, should I check my phone? And then it becomes an obsession. So what I've started to do is that you can actually set within a lot of your the apps, right? You can set like when you're active and when you're not.
Oh yeah, it's like something like sleep mode.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, during this time I'm working, obviously, and that's fine. But other than that, you know what? I'm not going to answer. So, I put my phone away, as an example. I don't carry it with me all the while. I don't like every notification I try to pick up. In fact, I try to switch off the notifications. If it's important enough, someone will call me.
Definitely.
Okay, if you message me, yeah, fine. You can wait. You can wait. Yeah. So protecting your time, very, very important. Just because we're connected doesn't mean we need to connect 24/7. Okay. Another big one: learning to say no. Now I know in our culture, we're collectivistic. We wanna be nice. We wanna be supportive. But the reality about saying no is we are just recognizing our own limits. As I mentioned before, like student, you got assignment A, assignment B, assignment C, and then somebody asks, hey, I know you're good, you could help me in this, and like normally I would be able to, but it's like, you know what, I'm so sorry, but I got this deal, this is coming up, and all that I need to handle. Could you try to handle it yourself? Maybe I can give you some resources for you to look into, or if you can wait, then I could help you then. So this is a technique I learned. I may not be able to do it now, but I will tell you when. Rather than, I don't want to say no. Or otherwise, if I don't say no, I say yes, even though I don't want to say yes. So usually, we want to say yes, but the situation doesn't allow for it. So then, rather than say yes or no, say, wait. Could you wait until then? If not, could you find another way for you to handle it yourself? So I'm acknowledging my own limits here, because I'm not going to be useful for anyone. If I can't handle myself, I take on additional responsibilities, I'm going to mess that one up too. So I'm just going to be fair to you, nor to myself. So learn to say no. And maybe one more time management tip I want to suggest is learning to switch off. Okay? So protecting your time is you switch off from certain times. Okay? Like beyond working hours, weekends and all that. It's holidays as well. Okay, learning to say no, recognizing your limits, but scheduling switch, like a switch off time means switch off away from work. to focus on totally something else, what you want to do. So you want me time, you switch off everything else to create the space for me time. Because you can't just add me time to everything else. You need to cut things off in order to carve out time for me time. And that's called switch off time. So you switch off, I'm not going to do anything regarding work or anything that's bothering me. I'm just going to create that space for myself during that time so that I can take care of myself.
I do want to know, how do you create me time without conflicting with your loved ones or maybe with your workplace? This is something that I would say, especially in the older generations, it is very hard for them to create me time without having conflict.
Conflict comes about when there's a misunderstanding and different expectations from oneself and on each other. Reducing the conflict means being able to communicate very clearly what I need from you, or what you need from me, or what I need from myself, but then I tell you about it. Okay? So again, one of the things, as I mentioned to you before about saying no, is saying no, not no. So it's not like a no, but it's just not now, but later. So similarly like this, let's say I want to go to the gym, but you need me to do A, B, C, D, and other. Okay, so let me negotiate this. So I'm not feeling good right now. I'm getting agitated, I'm getting frustrated, and all that kind of stuff. Maybe I can negotiate with you. I mean, assuming we're at home, and we're brothers, we are whatever. Okay, I tell you what, I know these things need to be done, but I'm not going to be able to do a good job on these things if I don't handle myself. So how about this? Would it be possible for me to allow me a bit of me time first? Let me just do what I need to do. Half an hour, 45 minutes. After that, I'm all yours. After that, I can handle all these things. Okay? Because again, taking into account that if I'm not being able to handle myself or take care of myself properly at that moment, I'm not going to be useful or productive in any other shape or form. So let's talk about the workplace as well. My boss needs something right now, which can happen.
Okay? A lot.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot.
But it's like, okay. But for me, it's like, okay, what is needed? I understand you need it, but what is that's really needed? Okay, in order for me to get what you want, I need to do a bit of research on this. I need to be clear about this. I need to cross-check with a few other departments to get the right information to you. So then, my boss will say, no, just get something for me now. Then I negotiate. I said, look, I don't want to just give you something right now. Let me check into what I need to do, gain more clarity on this, and I'll get you a better report. I'll get you a better outcome from this. Okay? So when you negotiate this way, what you're also telling your boss is that I need more time. I'll get it to you, but it'll be more quality. That's better than just giving something right now, which may more than likely not even achieve the need. Okay? So this is actually very, very important in order to clarify very clearly your own expectations and also the time that's needed. Now, having said that, let me give you a tip. While the viewers can see this, I've actually learned this technique and it's very helpful. If whatever task that you're assigned to do, someone tells you, I need it in 2 days. Negotiate as much as you can and ask for double that time. Even if you could finish it in 2 days, ask for 4. Okay? Because let's say everything goes well, you can fully focus, you can finish it in 2 days. But guess what? As you're trying to do this, something else will come about, so you need a bit more time as well. So this way, you allow yourself a bit of leeway. But by the 4th day, you make sure you
have to make sure you do get it done.
So what I've learned is, whatever is being asked of me, internally I do a rough calculation, what I actually need, and then I double that. Because of additional things that do happen in someone's life. Yeah. So that this way you can, and even if let's say you submit it earlier, then it seems like you over-delivered.
I remember someone told me that you always under
under
promise but over
yeah, you don't over promise and under deliver.
that's the opposite way around.
Yeah, it's the other way
Yes,
around, yeah.
correct. So when it comes to setting healthy boundaries, how do you do it in a workplace and for the students out there?
Okay, so let's talk about workplace first. Firstly, trust me on this, you need to have a support system. Which means what? Which means that something always just comes up. Okay, what can you do? You have a responsibility. You've got a class to teach, you've got something going on, but something else comes up that also needs your attention. This is where you negotiate with your colleagues.
Okay, because
They can understand you're in the same situation as you. But right now, what you can do is like, look, I have to do this, but suddenly I have to do this too. Like, could you help me in either one of these things? And next time, if you're in the situation,
let me
I'll
help
do
you.
it. Okay.
Yeah, so very, very important. Not
try to handle everything on your own. It's not possible. Okay, your boss may not understand, but your boss may just like, I just need it to get it done.
I just need this to
Yes,
be done.
exactly.
And I need this result.
Exactly.
Who does it?
Doesn't matter. Right. So this way
You can negotiate. So this is where, in order to create that opportunity, though, being friendly, being collegial, but really truly meaning and supporting one another in the workplace is vital. Because you never know when you may need the help of other people. It's vital. Similarly, let's say at home, right? You don't just expect everybody to do stuff for you. You also take up a lot of responsibility. So when you do ask, they were like,
You know what?
but then you can remind them of all the things that you've done for them as well. You're, oh yeah, you have done a lot for me. Okay, I'll do this for you.
Alright, I'll do
Right.
it. I'll do it. Okay.
So, but the key towards it all is don't do it all by yourself. Right? You're only one person. You have the support system that is in place, that, and these are the people that they're in the same boat as you, so they understand everything, right? So they understand exactly what they're going through, and like, you know what, this is a small thing, let me handle this thing. Yeah. So again, next time you return the favor.
So, is there any way that is like connecting to this? Is there any way of mindfulness that could help in preventing burnout?
Okay. Preventing burnout, it's tough because we only realize it once we're in it.
Yeah.
you know,
If we don't have it, it's like, it's not burnout. You know, I'm just working hard.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
a little tired. It's
Right,
fine.
I'm just a little tired, yeah. So mindfulness is very helpful, and I think we have to clarify something here. Mindfulness, we shouldn't think about it like, oh, I need to have this solid 30 minutes, this solid 1 hour to
you know whatever, zen-ness, you know.
It's more like, I got 5 minutes, man. You know what? Okay, just gonna sit in my chair, just like, and it could be just pure silence. Or what I like to do, you know, is just like putting in my headphones, putting on some tunes that I just like, so I can just get into that vibe. It's like, okay. Because basically it's just being centered in the moment, you know, or kind of like zoning things out away to just give you that breathing space again. Okay, because if you stay focused on like, okay, this is due and this is coming up and I can, your mind gets so anxious and it becomes, then it zeroes into just survival mode, that you're not going to be able to think and be productive in any other way. Because it just gets into zone down to, okay, I need to survive. I can't think of solutions now. I'm not creative right now. So in order to do that, it's like, okay, you know what? Am I going to die if I don't do this in time? No.
I lose my job? Maybe. Okay. How bad is it to lose my job?
It's bad, but will I be okay? Yeah, I will be. Okay. Breathe. Okay? So learning to dispute yourself and challenge yourself is helpful, but all you need is just a few minutes to just reset. And sometimes all you need is just silence. It's like, okay, I'm present in the moment. And I don't want to worry about things. I just want to be calm. Get your heart rate down. Your breathing will reduce. And once you do that, you can start to think again. And once you can start to think again, you can start to think of solutions. You can start to think creatively again. If your heart rate is just beating all the way and you're hyperventilating and stuff, you go into survival mode. It's all about how do I get through the next
How
moment?
do I survive?
How do I survive? And there's no solutions that will come about. You know, even if you want to use AI, it's like you don't even know what the problem, like So you just want to take a step back. And so mindfulness is very, very helpful. Maybe I can add in another thing. If you have not started maybe journaling, getting your thoughts down on paper, right, in a book or in your own journal, actually lifts a lot of your thoughts into, and since you have to formulate into sentences, you kind of put it away from you and put it into the paper. So it's not, you're not forgetting it, but you're not carrying it. And then, watch this one. If you're carrying it, shoulders are down, like, this is heavy. But if you get it out of paper, like, it's now lighter. It literally feels lighter on your body because you're not forgetting it, but you process it, you put it aside. So journaling is very, very powerful as well. Okay, so mindfulness is good to center your moment, just to like, okay, am I in danger here? What can I do? Okay, but then journaling is like, okay, I don't carry this around. Let me just get it out there. So it's there for me to refer to. I'm not forgetting it, but I'm not carrying it around as well. Yeah.
I'm just putting it into a physical form. So
That you can refer to anytime when you want.
You're not denying it, you're not forgetting it. Yeah.
What are something, I would say, kind of a professional competitors, right? So what are the self-care routines that professionals can realistically maintain in a busy schedule?
As in anything, what's important to us, we need to schedule time for that. Okay. Now, having said that, I just give you a simple example of exercising.
We all know we need to exercise. I mean, according to all WHO,
Yeah.
150 minutes per week. Okay.
150 minutes, like, seems like a lot. But if you break it down, it's 30 minutes for 5 days. 150 minutes. Or you can, 25 minutes across 6 or 7 days. Okay. Then it's like, it's not so bad. So what I actually do, I schedule 1 hour slots 3 times a week. That's 180 minutes. That's over the limit. So yes. But in order to carve out that 1 hour, I don't necessarily have time in the morning or in the afternoon. Sometimes it's late at night. Sometimes. Okay? And sometimes, I just don't have time for that. So what I've done for myself is I've created an idealized scenario. I can make a solid hour in the gym at this time. This is my ideal scenario. Backup plan. Okay, my condo gym is not great,
But it will work.
But it will suffice if I don't need to put in a quick workout.
but let's say I go there, the machine's broken, there's too many people. I'm like, okay, what's alternative 3? I actually have it. I actually have dumbbells at home. Okay, so I can do a quick workout, which I haven't done because my gym closed recently. I was so sad. So and then I just had to do that. So it's not ideal, but I get it in. Similarly, you want to have 7 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep. Okay, what does that mean? It means that instead of trying to sleep longer, you actually need to sleep earlier. But in order to do that, you need to clear things so that you can actually fall asleep, as an example. So you have a goal. It may not turn out to be ideal, but you start putting it into practice anyway. So you may be sleeping, let's say 5.5 hours now. You want to extend it to 6. From 6, you want it to go to 6 hours and a half. Then maybe try to push towards 7. So don't try to go from 5.5 to 8. It's unrealistic. Okay? But slowly work that in. Habits come about when it's something that's important to you that you incorporate within your life. So now, just like taking a bath, going to the toilet, having your meals, it just becomes part of your life. So now you learn to adjust things around it. Okay? But the key towards this all is to make time for it, whatever it may be. So self-care. Okay, the week is tough. There is no space. Make sure the weekend is there for you. That's why, again, switching off, right? Protecting your time, making it happen is key time and time again. We can say no to others, we should not say no to ourselves.
Just makes me feel like everything is correlated, from taking care of yourself, saying no, to scheduling and having realistic routine. Everything is correlated.
If it's important enough for you, you'll want to make that time and allocate that time. Maybe I just add one more thing here. Tying into your perfectionism and maybe overachievement. Okay. So a lot of people feel like I need to, people are working harder, I'll be more successful. Yes, answer is generally yes, but there is a cost to it. We need to understand that, right? If we want to be successful, it will take time. Do we want to put in that time and effort? At what cost? So there are a lot of very successful people in their jobs, in their career, but they don't have good relationships because the time is allocated for the job, for the work. That's the priority. Anyone who's with them, like, okay, obviously I'm not your number one. I may not even be your number two because you're married to your job, as an example. So I'm not saying it's a right or wrong thing, but I want you to understand, and everybody else here as well, that you need to prioritize what's important to you at that moment in time. There are times you want to prioritize your job. There are other times you want to prioritize your relationships. And other times you want to prioritize yourself. It's not possible to just have this everything, right? Something's got to give. So I'm not saying this is a better option or not, but at the end of the day, over time I started to realize no matter whether you prioritize your relationships or your job, I think underlying it, you should always prioritize yourself at the end. Because if you don't do that, you are no good in relationships, no idea good in the work. So if you prioritize yourself, what you need to learn, what you need to do, what you need to achieve at that level for yourself, for self-care and all that first, then you can be better in relationships and also you can be better at work. So what you move around is work and relationships, but underlying it, to make it both successful, you need to take care of yourself.
That's something really important that a lot of people really overlook, I would say.
Yes, they give up of themselves first because that allows them the time, but then they end up not doing well here because I'm not going to be a good partner if I'm crashing.
Yeah,
I'm
myself,
not
I'm
doing well.
gone. Okay.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like earlier when I talk about organization, so how do organizations help with employees or students? Sometimes it's like, especially unis, how do they help with practicing stress management?
Okay, I personally don't like it when any organizations or universities like, oh, everybody's stressed. Here's a stress management course. You don't have time, right? Here's a time management course. So I'm like, whoa, wait. Now I don't have the time to attend and you're making me attend to handle my own issues, you know? So I realize it's a cultural shift that needs to happen top down from an organization. And this is where I want to emphasize that when it comes to organizations, the culture, the leadership, the direction, the sincerity of management in what they want to implement. Because vision and mission are just words on a board.
Definitely.
Okay, the websites can be beautiful and professional. What is the culture of the place? If you go to a certain place that the CEO, okay, or the leader that says what they mean and cares about well-being, okay, then the whole structure of the place, they'll allow and provide support for all these things to happen. On the other hand, many organizations give lip service to these things. They talk about it, they say it, but that's it. It's a soundbite for an article, but there's no implementation, there's no follow-up. So when you do your research on types of companies and organizations, right, if you know yourself is these are the things that are important to you, search for companies that value these things. Other than that, they are amazing on the website, they look good and professional.
But that's all.
Yeah, it's all lip service.
Yeah, but that's all.
And so you can actually, you know, actually by looking at organizations, right, and how often they post job postings, it gives you an indication how people are leaving and not staying.
Why? It's
Why are
so
they
good, right? Why are we continuously hiring? Yes. Okay. That's an example.
Yeah, so it gives you an insight on that.
That's what people will look for in internship too, like why
Yeah, in
are
fact.
they-
I give you guys a tip as well. There's a website called glassdoor.com, okay, whereby employees of each organization actually write about what it's truly like to work in that organization. And you may have to subscribe a bit, or you may have to give in your own opinion for your own. But then you open up the door to see how it's like in other places, and you start to see, despite the wonderful veneer of the marketing aspect of things, the culture of the place speaks volumes, and we need so much to go into that. I emphasize those things because again, what we're looking for is aligning our values, our purposes with the organization, so that if it aligns well, guess what? Both win. I believe in organization's vision and mission, and even if they ask me to do a lot of things, some of the time, I'm willing to do it because it aligns with my values. So when the values are aligned, right, it doesn't feel like it's stress, it feels meaningful. Even though I'm tired, but I know it's going to have a wonderful outcome at the end of the day.
And I would like the outcome.
And exactly. So it's worthwhile then to put in all this time and effort. Company gains, I gain.
I would say that would be all for this. Yeah, that would be all for
All right.
for when regulating.
Okay, cool. Thanks guys. Thanks for this. Appreciate that.